Well, that pep talk didn't work. It was in. It was in. No. I have to go back to work in 2 minutes. Fuck. What's up, beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Crystal and this is Bond Book Reviews, and today, as you can tell by the time of the month and the caption, it is time for another round of pick-pong. If you're unfamiliar with what pick-pong is, it is my monthly TBR game that I do every month to determine what books I am going to read for the coming month. So I have a video that I posted in January which kind of re-wrapped over all of the rules because there's been a couple changes since I first started, but the entire playlist as well as that January video is linked down below, so you can go check that out if you want to catch up. But without further ado, let's jump on into how I went last month before we jump into the first couple of throws. So I am filming this quite early because I usually film pick-pong the weekend before I post it, but next weekend I'm going to be really busy. So it's currently only about the halfway through mark through the month. So being able to judge whether or not I've passed or failed will be quite difficult, but we'll go through what I've got and you guys can vote whether or not you think that I will have passed or failed, and then I will film it as if I have passed, and if I have failed then I will carry the punishment over to next month or something like that. So these were the books that I needed to read for pick-pong in March, including a ebook, which is this book here, the Fourth Wing. I have read The Secret She Keeps and The Words on Fire. I am halfway through Akane and I have started Pet, and I am about 25% into The Fourth Wing. And then I still obviously have these two here to go. I do have the audiobooks for these two, and I am reading physically The Fourth Wing, so I probably will be able to get through them all. I'm taking it as I'm gonna pass, but so far so good. Considering it had been about 8 months since I passed pick-pong, I am determined to pass. Now let's talk about any mandatory reads that I need to get to in the month of April that I'm hoping to get onto here. So there are 3 read-alongs that I am currently in the middle of. They are kind of year-long read-alongs, I would call them, or at least like across various months. So the first of that is Buzzwordathon, and I think the subject for April is emotions, so I'm going to be reading Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby. Well, my hope is to do that. I'm also continuing the Akane read-along. I know that's not, what do they call it? The Midorian Chronicles read-along that is hosted by Sash from Sash Reads and Ash from Ash's Book Adventures. So the next book that we need to read in the series is book 2, which is Aurelia. So I need to get that on my TBR. And then the Besties Book Club is continuing the read-along of Tog. So I need to read Throne of Glass because not last month, but the month before, we did Assassin's Blade. So we're doing bi-monthly books. So this is the next one in the series that I need to get on. So hopefully I can find something to fit these 3 on. And then I also have a secret book that I need to read for a TBR coming up that I need to fit on, that hopefully I can get on here somewhere as well. So it's not an extra book that I have to read. Let's get into the throws. Okay, so considering I passed, we need to start with a reward for the month of April. And our reward is going to be +1 life. So this means that I get an extra set of 5 before I have to add a book on my thing. So if I get 5 misses, don't have to add a book, I get to use this 1 life. That is going to be really handy this month, not gonna lie. Okay, so I'll put my punishments and rewards over here. And let's get started with throw number 1 for prompt number 1. I hope this lighting is okay. I mean, like, we've rearranged the whole house. We got this new massive playpen for Addie, and the only place it fits is here, and so the whole house has been completely rearranged. So where I normally film is very different. So I'm sorry if there's a lot of light coming in from those windows. It's what we have to deal with today. So yes. And that's miss number 1. Try again. Fuck. Every time I move to a new location, I have to like get used to throwing there again. Oh fuck, we're screwed. Okay. Oh, thank God. Okay. So prompt number 1 is lowest rated. That's not what I wanted this month. Fuck. So I'll go to my Goodreads, and the lowest rated that I have on my physical shelf will be the book that I read for this. Actually, I might put a poll on Instagram to see whether or not it's the lowest rated on my physical, my audio, or my ebooks, and you guys can help me decide. So I'll put that poll up, and when I talk about what books I'm going to read, I'll tell you the results and what book I picked for lowest rated. And we will replace that prompt with animal. Okay, let's try for book number 2. And that is our 5th miss. So unfortunately, I have used that life up. Fuck. I just stood on my toe when I was angry. Fuck. Okay. Let's do this, Crystal. Come on. Well, that pep talk didn't work. I haven't missed this much since, like, I don't know, August? Whenever I ended up with like 13 books. Oh my god! I literally have a 30-minute lunch break to film this in. I'm gonna use my whole lunch break filming throws. It was in. So that of course was 5 misses, so we have to do 6 books this month. I'm just gonna mix it up and throw with the other hand because why the hell not? Prompt number 2 is swap, but it has a punishment on it. So this means that I can swap out any prompt I like for any book that I want. So I don't have to fulfill that prompt, I can just swap it, but I still have to read a book to fulfill it, but I can swap it for any book that I want. So I have a feeling I'm gonna use that lowest rated and swap something else out, but we shall see. But let's figure out what my punishment is. The other good thing about the swap is it counts as that second prompt, but it just means I get to swap one of the other ones out. So it's effectively like a free pass, I guess. But I have to swap out one of the other prompts. So it's bad if you've got prompts you actually want, but in this case it's good because it's meaning that I get 2 prompts fulfilled and I get to swap out that lowest rated one that I wasn't really looking forward to. But of course it comes with a punishment, so it comes with risk. So my punishment is, please don't be blind through because I'm fucking going terribly right now. No. Fuck. Okay, it's not blind throw, but I have to take away half the cups. I can barely get the cups that are there and now I have to take away more of them. Fuck. Okay, I'm gonna say fuck so many times. Well, I'm gonna do a fuck what's it called? Add up on the screen as to how many times I've said that today. I apologize for all those people out there. Let's replace that prompt first, and we're gonna replace that with library. Okay, so this one comes away, this one comes away, this one and this one comes away, and this one and this one comes away. So pretty much all I've done is taken away half the cups from each row. I don't fill in the blanks, so it effectively makes holes now where there's no cup. So there's 1 in the front, 1 in the second row, 2 in the middle, 2 in the back, and 3 in the back. Hope that makes sense. You can't really see from above, but it makes sense. Okay, now this remains until I get a successful throw. So let's hope I get it on the first, and we're gonna stick with the just throwing with the opposite hand because it's working for me so far. Okay. All right. So our third prompt is matching initials. Okay, so here's the fucking stupid thing about matching initials. This prompt I had there, and the only author that I had on my shelf was Kristen Kashaw, because my initials are KC. And I was waiting and waiting and waiting to read her book that I had on my shelf until this prompt came up. And this prompt had never come up. So Anthony chose that book last month. I don't know if you saw. So it was on last month's TBR. So now I don't have another KC author. So if you can think of any KC authors, please drop them in the comments and I will do some research. I don't know what I'm going to read, but I need some future KCs that aren't Kristen Kashaw because she's the only one I could find that I had a book on my shelf for. So here's hoping I can find another KC that I can fit on here. I might need to read like a KU novel or something, I don't know. But that is prompt number 3. And we're gonna replace that prompt with POC. And bring in all the other cups. Okay, we're gonna try for prompt number 4. Okay, I'll take it, even if it's a bounce. Prompt number 4 is LGBTQIA plus or Lebidiqua, as they are now saying on TikTok. And we will replace that prompt with map. Okay, prompt number 5 is a miss. Shit, we're back to missing. Okay. Prompt number 5 is fuck my life. Gah! It's +1 book. And we will replace that book, that prompt with thrift shop. So we need to get our 5th prompt again. And we're now on 4 misses, which means most likely we're going to have another one. Fuck. Obviously that's 5 misses. So we're going to try again. Okay, we'll take it. Prompt number 5 is birthday. So this is anything that was hauled on my birthday haul or any of my birthday hauls. Okay. So we will replace that prompt with white. Let's get 6th prompt. And it is retelling. And we will replace that prompt with Anthony's choice. Okay, prompt 7 is a miss. Okay. So we've just landed in Anthony's choice, which means that we need to combine retelling with Anthony's choice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give him 5 retellings to choose from, and he can choose one of the 5. And they combine together, so I hit both prompts but with 1 book. And we will replace that prompt with letter. And we have to mix all the cups up. And now we will get our final prompt. Or another miss. I have to go back to work in 2 minutes, fuck. Okay, final prompt is another miss, fuck. Ah! Chaos, chaos, chaos. Fuck. Oh my God, no. Okay, take your time, Crystal. Final prompt or additional prompt. I need to go back to work in a minute, so please. Okay, thank God. Okay, my final prompt is library. So I'm gonna go back to work and film this podcast, and then I'll come and tell you about what I'm gonna read. See you soon. Okay guys, so as you would have seen by that hectic experience, I have some books to read. So obviously we had the lowest rated, which I am going to use to my swap on. So I'm swapping that lowest rated out for any book that I want. Doesn't have to compete. It doesn't have to complete any prompts. And for that, I'm going to be reading Raelia by Lynette Noni. This is book 2 in the Medoran Chronicles. I'm doing this as a read along with the lovely Sash from Sash Reads and Ash from Ash's Book Adventure. I read book 1 last month, and now it is time to continue the series. I'm really enjoying this series. I think it is very, very interesting, unique. Love the magic system, the world so far. Love our main character. Love the side characters. She's got some really cool like guy friends that give me good vibes. So yeah, really enjoying the series and keen to continue the series with book 2. Obviously my copies are quite old, as you can see. Have not read them, scored them from a secondhand shop. So very excited to continue the series. For the matching initials, I did a little bit of research, and it turns out I do have a couple of books on my shelf that have KC authors that I just didn't even realize. And for this one, I'm actually going to be doing a book that is on my want to read list that I don't currently own, but I can get from my library, and that is My Lady's Choosing by Kitty Cunnin. This is a choose your own adventure, but it is a romance. So I absolutely loved the Goosebumps choose your own adventures as a kid, and I just think a choose your own adventure style thing is just so fun. I love the idea of a choose your own adventure romance, because although we'll probably end up very similar endings, it'll be interesting to see maybe if it changes like which guy you end up with. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I do actually have one of my work colleagues that I've convinced to read this as well, so it'll be interesting to see the different adventures that we both take. For LGBTQIA plus Lebidiqua, I am going to be doing Ace of Spades by Farida Abakademi. by Farida Abakayemade. This is a POC thriller that I know nothing about other than the fact that it has got rave reviews, and this particular copy was gifted to me by the lovely Sash Reads, so I think it's only fitting, considering I'm doing a read along with Sash Reads, to read the book that she sent me, because yeah, why the hell not? So that's what I'm doing. For birthday, I'm going to be reading Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. This entire box set was gifted to me from my lovely friend Hannah for my birthday one year. And the Throne of Glass or TOG readathon that Bestie's Book Club is doing, I am continuing. This month is the Throne of Glass. 2 months ago, we did the Assassin's Blade. So obviously I need to read this. So that's what I'm doing. I'm putting it on there for my birthday prompt. Now, obviously, because I landed in retelling and then I landed in the same cup again, which was Anthony's choice, I gave Anthony a bunch of retelling options for him to choose from. I ended up giving him 6 in total instead of 5 because I had 3 on my Kindle and 3 physical. So the 6 that I gave him were Song of Achilles, These Violent Delights, Geekerella, A Touch of Darkness, The Guinevere Deception, and Legendborn. I put the book that he chose back on the shelf because I'm an idiot. He chose These Violent Delights. So I'm going to be reading These Violent Delights for Anthony's choice. I am an idiot and whoever puts books back on the shelf when they're in the middle of filming? Not me, but I did it. Anyways, well, it's back on the shelf, but I will be reading These Violent Delights. Now this one is I didn't put it back on the shelf. So I thought I'd put it back in the shelf, but it was hiding behind my butt. But I will be reading These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. This is a, what are their names? Romeo and Juliet, thank you, retelling, but it is in 1926 Shanghai. So keen. Love a good retelling. So it was one of the few I did want him to pick out of the list. I mean, I was hoping for something a little bit shorter, but you know, it'll do. It'll do. I just whacked myself in the face with this book. Oh, this entire video is just chaos. And then for my library pick, I am going to go with Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby. I obviously do own the physical copy, but I am going to be getting the audiobook from the library, hence my library option. I have too many physical books to be worrying about getting another physical book from the library. So whenever library comes up, I always make sure that I read a book that I get the audiobook from the library rather than from like Scribd or Audible or something that I like pay for audiobook subscription wise. So that's where I'm kind of finding a loophole for that, but it's just encouraging me to read my own collection. So I think you guys can appreciate that. So there you have it. These are the books that I will be reading in the month of April, including the ebook of The Choose Your Adventure Romance. I'm actually really excited about this. A lot of my TBRs lately have been very like fantasy heavy, so I'm kind of excited that I'm continuing some series. Love that for me. I have a couple thrillers on there, which is kind of exciting. And then this fantasy is a little bit different than my usual go-to, so I am excited for that also. And then I get to throw a romance in there too because they're great palette cleansers. So I'm actually feeling really excited about this month. I feel like there'll be some 5-star reads in here. I haven't had many, if any, this year, which makes me really sad. So yeah, there you have it. That's what I'm reading in the month of April. Thank you so much for coming along for this crazy adventure with me this month. If you have made it this far and you do not have a comment to drop down below, then can you please drop a dragon emoji down below? And until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend and happy reading. Bye.